Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of OP Radio. The subject of today's episode is we have some winners of the Metaverse Hackathon. And I'm going to let my colleague Joanna explain a little bit more of that and give a little background on what exactly that was. Hi, Joanna.
Hey guys. Hey, thanks, Mac. Yeah, we're very excited about this episode. I think we do this every week, and this particular episode will be featuring the three top prize winners of the recently finished Metaverse Hackathon, co-hosted by us and also OpenSea. Yeah, just as a short intro of myself, I lead the BD strategies in NFT and DAO at Optimism OP Labs. If anybody in this crowd would like to speak about, reasons why you should come onto Optimism to create your NFT and gaming metaverse projects, please do reach out to me. My DM's open. And I would love for you to really hear from the creators themselves today. I mean, we have three really high quality, high potential projects that we are incubating here, going to launch on OP very soon. So yeah, I think the last part to mention, just part of our strategy, our focus this year is going to be really focused on the creator side. I think when we think about the NFT ecosystem at OP, it's very much driven by, the creators, and we really believe in the fact that once kind of the supply, comes, the demand will follow. So that's why we putting a lot of incentives to get the best creators on board. Yeah, without further ado, back to you, Mac.
Thanks, Joanna. Yeah, and speaking of those creators, as Joanna mentioned, we have a few of them here with us today. So let's start with Jeanette. Jeanette, how are you doing today?
I am always good. How are you guys?
I'm doing great. Thank you. So yeah, let's start this. The way this goes, I got a few questions for you, and then we'll flip it on over to the next project. So yeah, let's just get it going. So Jeanette, can you tell us, actually before the project, I'm a little bit curious about who you are and what your background is.
Hey, so I am Pony, for those of you that already know me, and for those of you that don't, I am a simple beginning Web3 developer. I didn't always start out this way. I just kind of fell in love with the whole NFT concept in 2021, like everyone else, right? And so I turned that passion into projects, and I realized I wasn't creating the right way. So I started learning better coding with people like Encode, and that's how I met you guys. So yeah, I'm just a beginner, but more than that, I consider myself a revolutionary, and that's why I decided to launch on Optimism. I don't just want to create, I want to create with a purpose. I want to revolutionize the way we use, the way we disseminate, and the way we create, monetary goods. So I think Optimism, with their giving back to the, public, and with all the good things that they have going on with their yellow and white paper, I think they just were the perfect fit.
Well, I'm glad to hear that people are picking up what we're putting down. That's really glad to hear. So that's awesome. Okay, that's great. So can you tell us a little bit about what project you submitted to the Metaverse Hackathon for the listeners?
Absolutely. So my kids' NFT were pretty simple but effective. What we want to do is provide a safe environment where kids can come and learn about the blockchain technology, about AI, Web3, all of it. And the reason why is because we really feel that these are going to be what is going to employ our kids in the future. A lot of what they are being taught right now in the schools are not really what they will be able to employ themselves with. They will be outdated. Just the use of, the AI that we're watching as developers in the last few months has just exploded. So imagine what it will be doing for the workforce. So through its very nature, we want to onboard kids in a fun way, with challenges, with games, and different NFTs that they will be able to not just earn, but they will also be able to rent out. We want to be able to provide them with one of the first rentable marketplaces for NFTs and teach them a little bit about that as well, right? And make them better entrepreneurs. So yeah, we just have layered ways to entertain the kids while they're learning about Web3 and also earning some token. We launched our token already. It's called Kids. And we launched it, of course, on Optimism. So we're rewarding the kids already that are coming in and playing. And we don't have that many. We have a lot of people in our Discord, but definitely not on Twitter. So if you guys want to give us a follow, we totally appreciate that, right?
Awesome. So what's the current status of the project? Like where are you at? And along with that, I mean, where do you see yourself headed? Where are you going?
It's been a great start. Although we are still a work in progress, we have a couple of games in place that are not our main game, just so that people can start playing already and just getting involved and growing the community. Our Discord is open. It is really kind of busy. I was really shocked to see that we have over 900 people on our Discord already. Like I said, our social media, as far as like Twitter and stuff, is not that pumping yet. We're just getting started. But we did do a giveaway already, a couple of giveaways for our whitelist and for a Starbucks card and stuff like that. So I do suggest like keeping up with our social media, but our website is up as well. The only thing we really are still working on is our main games, which will be, of course, on Optimism so that we can webify them. But in the meantime, like I said, we are already conducting some games and some activities and giveaways in our Discord, as well as our website. And you can go there and have links to our Metaverse, which is still a work in progress also, but you can go ahead and start entertaining the kids with it and looking through it yourselves as adults. It's still fun, you know, and you can actually earn some token if you go in there and meet the challenge. So there's a lot of ways to earn token. There's a lot of fun to be had already. And as we continue to go forward, working towards our game and working towards our launch of our NFTs, we're still going to be engaging the community and having a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, we made it possible for everyone that wants to join and come on in to get whitelist today. So if you go into our Discord, which you would be able to find on our website, which is right in our profile, it's also mykidsnft.com for anyone who's, you know, too lazy to go and click through. It's real easy. It's just mykidsnft.com. And you'll see like our Discord and all of our other links there where you can participate and start having fun and start earning some kids token.
And what I'm curious, what are you guys most excited about next, or what's the biggest thing you're working on at My Kids? Is it just, it sounds like you're just building the community. Is that the current focus?
Absolutely. I think building the community is the most important part. This project is not about making money, obviously. If not, we wouldn't be focusing on our youngest members of the community that don't have jobs. This project is all about, you know, giving back and most importantly, doing something, paying it forward. You know, kids are our future. They really are our future world leaders. They are going to take this Web3 stuff and run with it. And we're just here to encourage that. So right now we're in our building stage. And the thing we want you to get the most excited about with us right now is our first in real life event. That's going to be at ETH Denver coming up on February 26th, which will be their time, 1 p.m. So if you're going to be at ETH Denver, we'd love to see you. It's going to be a small presentation about what we do, and then we're going to be like giving out some stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's what ETH Denver's about, right? Getting the swag and, you know, the free mints. So we're definitely going to be doing that and just, you know, vibing with the community and reaching out to everybody and growing, because that's the most important part to us right now, making and establishing those good roots and showing everybody we're not a rug. We're not going anywhere. We're here for generations to come. We want to be able to, you know, inspire kids for the long haul.
Awesome. Thanks for that. And yeah, if anybody is going to be at ETH Denver, it sounds like go and say hello to Janet and My Kids NFT. Thank you for that. Okay, next up, we've got Jackie, who created a game called Another World. And I think he can probably explain it better than I can. How you doing today, Jackie? Thanks for getting up so early.
Hey, thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Glad to have you here. Okay, Jackie, before we get into Another World, I wonder what you're comfortable sharing about yourself and your background and how you got involved with development here.
Sure. Yeah. So I've been working on AR and VR since grad school at MIT, and I've been working on it during my industry time before I founded my startup, and then I saw my son wearing VR headsets. I was really inspired, and I decided to found a company called Science VR and to create immersive learning experiences for him. And during the pandemic, I was really like get shocked by all the digital activities, digital economy, and that's when I go into Web3 and combining the experience in AR VR. I started to focus on Metaverse.
Interesting. Okay, so you brought that experience in VR to bear on the project you submitted for the Metaverse Hackathon. So that's a nice segue into what that project is. So can you tell us a little bit about Another World?
Yeah, sure. So the project teammates are me and my son actually. So and he outgrew.
Father son duo. No way.
Yeah, it is. So the project it started. I think it was from when my son wanted to learn about game engine, and so he'd been trying out Unreal Engine 5 and over the past few months, and we actually went to East Global Hackathon, and that's when the project name was conceived, and but during that time we were doing a local 2-player on one computer game, and we also met Optimism friends there, and that's why we learned about the Metaverse Hackathon. And so Another World, we work on that for the online multiplayer part because we thought it would be fun to have players joining from all over the world, and how do we create those fun experience, and also building up a community from there. And a couple examples in our mind was that if you think about the movie Ready Player One, and you can go out and fight with enemies and earn coins and loot equipment, and that's something in our mind we want to build. And my son wants to fight with his friends, and I want to fight with my son side by side. That's kind of the vision for our Another World, and this is multiplayer world. And so we implement a few things that I think is quite fun to develop more. For example, and one of the features is like a token gate. So remember when we go to Web3 events, it's like token gated, right? And so we have this gate that will check if you have an OP token. If there's one person has an OP token, the gate opens. So not everyone needs to have OP token, but they can follow their friends who has OP token and to get into the gate. And of course, the gate will lead to a shorter path to the area where you can have airdrops. By airdrop, we actually meant airdrop packages. So if you think about those airdrop from the airplane, that's an airdrop in our game. And you see the parachute and with a box dropping from the air, and the box, it has an OP icon. So that will make you think there's some OP inside, and there's a QR code underneath. If you don't have wallet, you can scan it, and then you can claim later. And once the package drops to the ground, and players who touch it, and you actually see people wearing, our avatars are wearing OP hoodies. And it's a hoodie. You can find it from my tweets and from my profile. You can see some videos. That's fun, like little digital fashion experiment there. I'll post.
We love the hoodie design, by the way. I'm hopeful we might see that hoodie actually get made. So maybe we could bring that hoodie from the metaverse to the universe, to the real verse. We'll see.
Yeah, and I would love to see that become a real one too. Yeah, that's a very interesting part, because in Web3, in Twitter or in Metaverse, I think attention it's a very important like things to build all the digital fashion upon. So the hoodie, the accessories. So the way that our players will acquire them is to go into the PvP zone. So when you it's a FPS, it's a first person shooter in the PvP zone. So when you see the enemy faction, which is different NFT from yours, so far there are a couple of factions. So we have this Ape faction, we have Clone X faction, we have Azuki faction. So you cannot attack the same faction. So you'll be working together to shoot others down, and then they become like loot skeletons. And when you come closer to it, that's when you can acquire equipment. So we are currently working on like finding a way that to put them on chain, so when you really loot a few equipments, and those will be dropped as an NFT on Optimism. And also, we also really like the way we saw in the movie Ready Player One. You shot others and they become coins. And so I've been designing those mechanisms, like how do we make that scenario make sense? Because we don't want to move your tokens, but how do we make that scenario come true? So we might increase how you can claim those tokens quota, but not actually moving the token, something like that. And there are some fun social interactions that we are designing inside another world. So yeah, so if you want to learn more, you can see my profile, and there are a few links there.
Yeah, and speaking of which, Jackie, you showed me a great demo of the game. If listeners want to play it right now, is that available? What's the current status of Another World?
Actually, if you go to anotherworld.gg and this is a URL, and you click on the web preview, you can try it right away. And we do have a few events coming up, and you might need to stay tuned, follow us on Twitter to learn more about our activities. But you can try it now, and we have a web version that you can test immediately, or you can download our launcher, which will automatically update itself, and then you will get the full experience. But using a desktop app is a way to really beat the enemies in PvP zone, because the latency, the web, you could survive, but it takes some skill. But you might need a full download to really survive in the PvP zone.
Yeah, got to get the full version for the full experience. Well, thank you for that, Jackie. Very cool, and I love the fact that it's a father-son duo game creator team. I think that's the first time I've heard of that. I think it's so awesome. Okay, so we did have a third guest, but they're having some technical difficulties. I don't think they're going to be able to join us, unfortunately. I will just give a brief shout out and plug for them so you guys know who they are. The name of the project is Insignia, and it's a 3D multiplayer pay-to-play military strategy game set in a medieval metaverse. And if you want to learn more about that, just go to getinsignia.com. I see you raising your hand, Jeanette. Did you have a comment?
I just really love what Jackie was doing. I love both of the projects that were up here, even though George couldn't be with us. So I just wanted to congratulate you on what you were doing, Jackie. And I love the fact that you're working with the kids. So are we. Our game is actually being developed by a kid, and our main community moderator is like a kid. So I'd love to collaborate with you in the future if you really want.
Yeah, certainly they're our future generation of Web3. So yeah, and I think my son also get all his like several of his friends. He showed them how to install MetaMask and how to do Uniswap. Crazy, right? Yeah, they can do it.
They can probably do it better than we can, to be honest. Okay, look at that. We're making friends and building bridges live on OP Radio. Yeah, back to George. We wish he could have joined us with Insignia, but I don't think he's going to make it. But go to getinsignia.com to learn more about that project. And so with that, I'd just like to thank our guests today, my colleague Joanna, Jackie from Another World, and Jeanette from My Kids NFT. Thank you guys for coming on OP Radio and telling us about your cool projects. And we can't wait to see what else you do in the Optimism ecosystem. So good luck.
Thank you. We even changed our logo, if you noticed, to red and white to kind of match Optimism. We're really proud of launching with you guys, really. And anybody else, that's thinking of pioneering and going with a blockchain that's like really taking off. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not a financial advisor, but you can look at the numbers yourself. I suggest really like launching on Optimism. They have a lot of support as well for the people that are onboarding. So yeah, we're thinking of doing like a little, like while we're there at ETH Denver, like maybe doing like a little showing everybody how to bridge. So maybe the links that are on Optimism will help me out, right? Because I did it and it was easy. It was super easy, but I think I want to help, more people be able to do that.
Yep, you can do an IRL bridge tutorial session. I think that'd be great. All right, well, thanks everybody. We'll catch you next week. See you on the internet. Stay optimistic. Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.